told me on the court that LeBron had kind of told you that something was coming your way. It couldn't have been much time, right, for that interaction. Was it after the stop, in transition? Was it just kind of what literally was the quick conversation that let you know to be ready and where to be?
No, it was a timeout. Yeah. So I think it was we were going back and forth. So he said he's going to come to me. Just be ready. And then it's just really the last shot. Last position. I think their head coach. I saw that they were trying to double team AR. They were trying to give a sign. So I knew it was going to really come to me. So I was just ready. I was just ready, and Bron gave me the right pass to me. So I just shot that.
You were one of the first to get to Austin when he hit the buzzer beater in Minneapolis. I remember what was it like being on the other end of that?
I know, it felt crazy. I think I never had a buzzer beater like that. So it's just it's like one of those situation. The play that every basketball player dreams. So it was a great feeling.
Did Austin almost put you in kind of a headlock?
Man, no, I don't know what I was doing. I was just trying to run away from everybody. Trying to run around the cold. But it was fun.
As a kid who grew up in Japan, you started in basketball, watching Slam Dunk. Now you see yourself hitting a game winner with the Lakers uniform. Do you feel that the Slam Dunk dream came true?
Yeah, for sure. It was just like I say. It's like one of those things that every basketball player's dream. Especially like this NBA. Play for Lakers. Get a pass from LeBron. It's the crazy things. But I think those are coming from our chemistry and everything that we've been building. And that was a tough game for us, but we got this dub. So it was good.
You told me a few months ago that you identify yourself with Takenori Akagi. He was a player with a lot of courage. I don't know if you remember any moment in the cartoons that inspired you for your NBA journey.
I mean, it's just growing up there in Japan. That's the slam dunk is one of the biggest things over there, and I think. We watched growing up, of course, as a basketball player, we watched it over there, and just kind of stuff we always talk about. What kind of players you are and adult and that. So that's where it came from.
You guys, as a team, have tried to get LeBron that 10th point a handful of times.
No, me, I don't have a vote.
I guess not only obviously to get the pass, but to get the pass under those circumstances. What does that say about the way he plays basketball?
No, he just make the right play. That's what he been doing his whole career. He just let the game come to him. He never forced anything. I think he made a big layup. It was a fourth quarter, right? It was the last 2 minutes. But I think for him to lose this streak, of course, probably he think about it, but at the same time, it's crazy. It's since 2007, right? Yes, that's insane. That's actually, I don't even know how to describe that. He probably been doing this for a long time, of course, but that streak is, I don't think, never gonna beat it by anybody. So
he would have gotten the 2 points in overtime, probably.
I didn't think that. Yeah, that's a crazy. Yeah, that's a crazy. that's a crazy point. I didn't even think that. Yeah. It's like give it he gave up something to get something. So but it's he's literally the god. So basketball. So and especially I can see they love him here. When he get in the game. Everything what he does. People love him here. So it was a great job.
You guys have won games without. You guys have won games now again without Luka. What does it say about where this team is at? That again, missing such a big piece of what you did. That Austin gets 40. Both LeBron and him both have 11 assists. You're able to hit a big shot. Just the way you guys are able to win.
Yeah, somebody got to step up. I think especially these guys. Our starting lineup. Everybody can score. That we know that. But I think those guys. Of course, but. I think more so that our chemistry, start with the JJ. He been doing a really good job about talk about always the chemistry. How team, how we play. Those kind of stuff helping us. So we just gotta always stick together and play for each other, and then we're gonna get that one no matter who's on the court.
Rui, you're one of the longest tenure players here, I think, along with LeBron and Austin and Vando. You've worked out with LeBron and Summers. How have you felt the trust or his trust in you build across the seasons you guys have played together?
Yeah, it's just like, coming from everything, those big games like this, the big moments, the playoff. We played so many playoffs with him, together, the practice, and even off the court, just being around with him, just he I can see that he trusts me, all those kind of stuff. But I think, those guys, especially with us, Austin, Vando, me, Braun, we've been playing for a long time, pretty much. So, yeah, I think we have all this chemistry going on, and then these new guys came in, and, they've been great with us too. So, yeah, I think those chemistry is really important for this, basketball. So, and we just got to keep building that.
When you have someone like LeBron who always says, I'm going to make the right play no matter what, how does that kind of set a tone? How does that inspire you as a teammate to kind of also play the want to play the same kind of style as he does?
I mean, that's why he's a winner, He makes the right play, and, he don't force, he don't do nothing crazy, I think that's the way that, that's why he been winning, since he got in the league or whatever, So I think those kind of stuff for us younger guys, we watch him closely, and we learn from him every day. So, yeah, it's a great thing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
JJ, if there was kind of some element of the basketball gods there in those final seconds, streak and all that, but you got a better pass. Rui's open in the corner. He ends up hitting the shot. Can you just take us through that sequence and how it results?
Just playing the game the right way. You always make the right play. That's just been my MO. That's how I was taught the game. I've done that my whole career. There's not even 1 second guessing that. Once they doubled AR and the ball got swung to me, I know it's a numbers game. We got a 4-on-3 advantage, and I was just trying to put the ball on time, on target, and right in Rui's socket, in his shot pocket, and he knocked it down.
So you get the stop on the other end, no timeout, but Rui said in the walk-off that you communicated to him at some point. I don't know if you said, hey, I'm going to get you or get you the ball, or you get to it. What did you communicate? How did you do it in that amount of time with no timeout, no stop?
I wanted to put him in a payoff spot. I looked over at their bench, and obviously we didn't want to call timeout. We had a good flow. AR been cooking all night, and, I started seeing our coach kind of, telling, Scotty Barnes to possibly double. So I wanted to keep Rui on the same side to be my payoff spot.
Obviously, it paid off big time with the Rui 3. I know that's been much time since the game ended, but now that the streak has ended for you, what feelings did you have, if any, about it?
None. We won.
The general kind of offensive flow for you in the game when it came to getting your shot and stuff like that. How did it feel out there? A couple of the early misses were pretty uncharacteristically.
Yeah. I'm still getting in a rhythm. This is my sixth game. Like I said, it's obviously well documented. I've never missed a whole training camp in a whole preseason before, and then let alone miss the first 14 games of the regular. So I'm still, figuring my rhythm, figuring out, everything as far as offensively. Knowing I can still make an impact on the floor when I'm out there, but still trying to fill it out.
You're 2-0 in the last 2 games. You haven't scored 10 points.
I won't make that a habit though. But listen, man, you guys know the guys have been around me for 8 years. This is my 8th year here. I've been covering my career. I'll just make the right play. That's all that matters. Win, lose, or draw. You make the right play. The game guys will always give them back to me, no matter if it was a win or loss or whatever. That's just how I was raised, and that's how I always play the game.
JJ was saying that he remembers earlier in the career when you would get criticized, right, for making that pass instead of taking the shot. And I guess that collectively basketball has advanced some. You probably won't get a lot of critique for making that pass, but have you seen that evolution of it? And can you kind of remember back to those times and just sticking with what you know about this is the way you play basketball?
Yeah, of course I remember. I remember everything that's been negatively said about me in my game throughout my career. In life, I've just played the game that way. I've taught the game that way, and I've won at every single level I've played at by playing the game that way. So there was no reason for me to ever change. Once I got to this level, it doesn't change. Basketball is basketball.
I saw you before the game embrace Brandon. I was just curious if how you feel about him kind of finally, settling into a spot here and playing as well as he's been playing?
B.I. is unbelievable talent. I had him my first year in L.A. obviously, and he was a young stud then. But as much seasoned vet now, super mature now. His game is mature. He's gotten better and better, and I love to see him thrive. All the guys that I play with, especially my first year, I love seeing him. Caruso, Zoe, Josh Hart. I mean, Zubek, like all the guys. Just to name a few of them. These guys are. It's great to see them play the game the right way and been balling.
Ron, you've talked about this before. The fans in Toronto, you've talked about this before, but it sounded like half the stadium was cheering for you.
They're amazing.
How do you feel about
I love it. I don't know how many games I have left here in this building, but these fans are unbelievable. This city is unbelievable. Always welcome me with open arms. Either if I was coming here to play a basketball game or just coming here to visit. I've always loved and appreciate the fans' support here, man. They're one of a kind for sure.
You've obviously been a supporter of Austin, but even for you, has it surprised you at all that he's been able to carry like this usage and to produce this way and be this efficient at this usage, or is it kind of what you expected of him?
It's not surprising me. I've seen it to be consistent. You got to put the work in, and he's done that. So I'm not surprised. I'm super happy for him.
All right, Austin, that last sequence, first of all, so you get the stop, and LeBron said that you kind of expected what's going to happen. They were probably going to fire on you, and he had kind of guided Rui to a certain spot. Can you take us through, from your perspective, when to get rid of the ball, and then just watching LeBron kind of make that decision, even with the whole knowing that the double-digit thing, to the extent that he cared about it, if at all?
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna throw myself under the bus here. We got the read. They're known to double from when you turn your back. So just trying to get Bron the ball in a situation that he's been in a million times, and for all the people that's killed him his whole career for making the right play. If he shot that one, they would have said to pass it. If he passes it, they're going to say to shoot it. So, you tip your hat to a guy that just cares about winning and making the right play. And that's what he's done his whole career. So, thankful for him. Obviously the 10-point streak ends, but I guarantee if you ask him, winning's more important than points.
You had the buzzer beater at Minnesota, obviously a team-building moment. Tonight it's Rui. What are those moments like in this time for you getting to celebrate a teammate?
Oh, it was awesome. I think I almost put him in a chokehold. Those are pure joy moments. We spend all year together, basically. You like I said, you're with each other 24/7, and to see someone like that succeed, anyone on our team is very cool. And he came in here and he was like, "Bro, that was crazy." Like he was like, "I knew before." When the play started, he was like, "I had a feeling the ball was going to come to me." So he was ready. It looked good off his hand, and thankfully made it. And
you're averaging over 40 in the 4 games you played without Luka. What kind of text do you expect to get about that?
Luke, I don't know if he might be asleep right now. I don't know, Luka. Please hurry back. I miss you, my brother.
When LeBron he's always said, like, I always want to make the right play, I'll always pass. What kind of tone does that set for his teammates, people who play around? How contagious is that kind of mindset?
Yeah, when you have the greatest player in the world, or the greatest player to ever touch a basketball, willing to sacrifice and make the right play every single time, or none of us are perfect. Obviously he's gonna make bad mistakes. Everybody in the room is gonna make bad mistakes, but it's not off of trying to. Everything he does is pure. And when you have someone like that, everybody's got to fall in line. If you don't fall in line, you look. Y'all heard him. When you don't fall in line with someone like that, then you look crazy. So you tip your hat to a guy like that.